Welcome to the first video where we're about to start tackling this debt and getting it the hell on. So if you have a lot of debt, you don't know where to start, this is the video for you. So first things first, we need to understand where your money is going. This is uncomfortable, I'm sorry. I want you to pull up your bank statements and pull up the last 3 months. So now we're gonna go through each transaction and circle or highlight unnecessary BS spending. I'm talking about the Starbucks, I'm talking about that Chick-fil-A every other day. But whatever is not a need, is just a want, go ahead and circle. So this isn't about feeling guilty. This is about creating awareness to where our money is going. And also, you might be that person that says, I don't know where my money is going. I don't spend a lot of money on this and that. And you might realize that you really love eating out every single Friday. Go to a restaurant. Put that into your budget. Maybe limit it a little bit. I'm not saying get rid of it completely, but at least be intentional about it. But once we see where this extra money is going, now we have a better understanding of how to tackle this. This is the part I dreaded. We are going to pull up every single debt that we have. I'm talking about credit cards, personal loans, student loans, that money that you owe your mom from a year and a half ago. We'll write it all down. And if it has an interest rate attached to it, make sure to put it on the side so we know that. That's important for later. This is hard, but we're facing our debt head on. There's no more hiding from it and being like, I don't really know how much it is. Like, it could be this amount. I don't really know. We're going to know what the interest rate is, know how much we owe. We're going to know the due dates, the minimum monthly payments, all of it, write it down. Especially your interest rate. This is key to creating the plan. So take a deep breath. This is hard, but at least we know where we stand. And now we know how to take that next step forward. And that is choosing a payoff strategy. We can either go the snowball route or the avalanche route. I'll make a more detailed video about these two payoff methods, but they are tried, true, and they work. So I've been told because, I'm still in debt. The first one is the snowball method. This is the one that I'm going with. So the snowball method, it helps you get those little wins faster, and it definitely creates a nice psychological positive behavior towards paying off your debt. So let's say I have a debt that's $100 and one that's $3,000. 100 will be at the top, everything else in the middle, all the way to the 3,000. You could put the interest rates to the side of it too, but it really doesn't matter. We're not focused on interest rate. So we're just focused on paying off and attacking that smallest debt, getting that win and winning to do the next one. And that money that we were putting towards that minimum is going to roll over to the next one. And now we're aggressively attacking it until there's no more debt. I like the snowball method, and I even have a PDF for you to download for free. So go ahead and take advantage of that and track it. And I will post a video about me using my snowball method chart and pretty much the progress that I'm making with that. The next one is the avalanche. Now this one is really great if you are the type of person that likes to wake up in the morning and handle the elephant in the room, the biggest task at hand, first thing, you like to knock it out. This might be for you. With the avalanche method, you're tackling the highest interest rate. You would list it from the highest interest rate to the lowest interest rate of your debt. Now this might take longer, but you do end up saving money in the end. You know yourself best. Okay, pick the method that sounded the best in your head, something that you know that you can do and stick to. For me, that's the snowball method. Right, feeling a little bit better? We have a clear plan on how to move, but wait a minute. Next is the budget. We need to create a realistic budget, which is why I had you look at your bank statements for the past 3 months and see what's something that you typically like to buy all the time. Is it that Spotify membership that you absolutely want to keep because you hate ads and you listen to it every day? Cool, keep that. Is it the coffee every single day? Keep it. Is it eating out at restaurants? Whatever that thing is that you love to do, do it. But we're going to tweak it a little bit, and we're going to use a word called moderation. That means we're not going to go to Chick-fil-A every single day because we love it. We're not going to have coffee twice a day. And we definitely don't get to keep our Spotify, drink a coffee every day, and go to Chick-fil-A. No, ma'am. You are going to choose what matters the most to you. You're going to have a limited budget allocated for spending. That means subscriptions, going out to eat, self-care, getting your nails done, your hair done, whatever. If your budget's $150 for the month, you are going to stick to your budget. Additionally, you're going to list out everything that you have to pay every single month. That includes your rent, utilities, childcare, groceries, all of those things. You're going to list it all out. Those are things that you literally, the world will end. If you can't do or pay these things, that is your priority. We have to prioritize here. It's okay to spend $150 on yourself, but you need to make sure that you still have enough money to start paying towards your debt, saving for your emergency fund, and paying for your priorities, the roof over your head, the electricity, all of that. Then you can see what money you have left, and maybe, just maybe after, whatever we have left can go into our spending account. This is about being uncomfortable and setting boundaries with ourselves. We're not good with money, so we need to set these boundaries and understand that feeling uncomfortable now for the short term is going to help us feel way more comfortable in our future, because it feels uncomfortable to live paycheck to paycheck. I live paycheck to paycheck. I should not be. With the salary I make, I should not be paycheck to paycheck, but here I am. With the salary I make, I should not be living under my mother's roof, but I had to do something that some of y'all might have to do as well. I had to cut a huge expense, because if you're not making enough and you don't have that gap, you either need to get another job, increase your income by any means necessary, or cut expenses. And the biggest expense that I could cut, and I'm very grateful, is rent. That's saving a lot of money, and I can put all of that, and I am putting all of that towards debt. Alright, that was a lot, but we have our clear plan, we have our debt strategy, and we have our budget. Now the best thing you can do next is to automate everything. If your company uses ADP or whatever, some type of online account to where your check is directly deposited, you can add additional bank accounts. I want you to add additional bank accounts for all of those bills that the world would, and if you can't pay, your bills need to go into a bill account. Your savings that we're saving for our emergency fund that we never need to touch, it needs to go from your check to that savings account. You get my point. When the whole entire check is deposited into your one checking account and you have to move it to where it needs to be, sometimes you might be like, it won't hurt to keep this $100. That's something that I did, and it's not good. It's just like, I don't really want to transfer this. So automate that part for you, so then you don't even have to think about it. So then everything that hits your account on payday in your checking account, that is your spending money. That is the money that you can spend. And so now we can go into a fun part, which is cash stuffing. I have realized that if I have a debit card, I'm swipe, swipe. I'm swiping all day long. Don't even care. Don't even look at $5 swipe, $20 swipe. But when you have cash, there's just something different. So with cash stuffing, all right, you can go to the bank, withdraw your money, have actual physical cash, and say, okay, I want $60 for my nails. I want $20 for eating out. That might be all you have to spend. But the good thing about it is when you go out to go get your nails done, you only have $60. You left your debit card at home. So with that being said, you're not going to go over your limits. This is going to help us from avoiding temptation and overspending. And this is going to set that boundary of, hey, this is how much I have, and I literally can't go over it. The most important thing that I'm still working on is an emergency fund. So ideally, you want to have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in your savings. That is the ultimate goal. I'm nowhere near there. I have a $50 buffer. Some people say it's good to have $1,000 for your emergency fund. Save $1,000 first and then start paying your debt off aggressively. Some say $500. I say whatever you can put towards it, put towards that. But if that means you don't have anything to spend that month, then that's what it means. But if you know yourself, like I know me, I love eating out, so I have to have a little bit towards spending and then put a little bit towards my buffer. Is this counterproductive? You will see and I'll see, because again, I'm sharing my wins and my challenges. But creating that emergency fund will help you, because if you If you're paying off your debt, you get a flat tire and it's $190. You don't have it? Well, now you have to go back into debt by swiping your credit card that you just paid off to pay off that emergency. So an emergency fund is crucial, and I am working hard to build that up. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't have it all together, and I can't tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing. These are just the tips that I'm following, and I hope that it helps you. My son is clearly crying for me. He's out there with his dad, so I'm gonna go give him some attention and spend some time with him. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and good luck. You got this, I got this. Let's get out of debt and build a better future together. Bye.